Hey everyone, today we're going to discuss about correlation analysis. Dun sa mga previous lesson natin, we've been comparing the sample mean and the population mean and the sample proportion and the population proportion. Now, in our lesson today, we're going to determine if there's a relationship between two given data. Okay, and we can do that by using a correlation analysis. So whenever we deal with correlation analysis, we have to be careful in what kind of data that we're dealing with. Data can be classified in two ways. There's the univariate data and a bivariate data. A univariate data is a data which involves a single variable only, while a bivariate data is a data which involves two variables. Sa correlation analysis, we'll be dealing with bivariate data because ang focus natin dito is we're going to analyze the relationship between two data. So, check natin if may effect kung may effect ba yung one variable sa isa pang variable. So, basically, ganun ang idea, the correlation analysis. It is a process or procedure of describing the relationship between two variables. So, pag tumaas ba yung value ng isang variable, tataas din ba yung kabila or bababa din? Or meron bang relationship or wala? So, ganun basically yun. Now, to represent the by bivariate data graphically, we make use of a scatter plot. A scatter plot is a graphical representation of the strength and direction of correlation between two variables. So when we measure correlation, there are two factors that we consider. First is the strength, and second is the direction. Well, for this discussion, ang focus muna natin is direction. Okay? So the trend line is the line that the points on the scatter plot tends to follow. So later, may ma-observe tayong pattern na ginagawa ni scatter plot. So the relationship between two variables is described in terms of strength and direction. So yun nga, as na-mention ko kanina, na dalawa yung factor na check natin kay correlation. One by strength and the other one is direction. So let's check ano ba yung correlation according to direction. So there's three. The first one is a positive correlation. So a positive correlation exists if high values in one variable are associated with high values in another variable. So pag tumataas yung first variable, tumataas din yung second variable. Pag mababa naman si first variable, mababa rin si second variable. Ang parang ganito yung scatter plot niyan. So mababa yung two variables. Tapos pag tumaas yung isa, tataas yung kabila. The trend line is a straight line rising to the right. So you cannot, when you connect the points, definitely hindi ka maka-form ng straight line dyan. Pero hindi naman yan about connecting the points but rather, yung itsura niya, it resembles a line. So, you can resemble a line. Kasi hindi naman din talaga magiging perfect yan unless yung perfectly on a straight line sila. Tawag naman kasi doon ay perfect correlation eh. Pero it rarely happens. So, as long as it resembles a straight line, positive na yun. Yan. So, I'm tracing right now kung ano yung possible the trend line niya. Rising to the right, ibig sabihin nun, positive ang correlation. Next naman is the negative correlation. A negative correlation exists if high values in one variable are associated with low values in another variable. Pag tumaas yung first variable, mababa yung second variable. Pag mababa yung first variable, mataas si second variable. And yung trend line niya, falling to the right. So, pabagsak, papunta pa kanan. Like that. Mataas yung first variable, mababa yung second. Pababa ng pababa yung isa, pataas naman yung kabila. So that's a negative correlation. And the third one is a zero correlation. So there is no relationship between the two variables. If one value is high, the other variable could either be high, it could be low. The relationship is not observable. And the points on the scatter plot, they are randomly scattered and they do not form a straight line. Pag ganun, zero correlation siya. Again, ang correlation natin according to direction is positive, negative, and zero correlation. We can also classify the types of correlation according to strength. It could be perfect, very high, high, moderately high, no, low, negligible, and zero. But we'll focus on this on our next lesson kasi sa next lesson naman natin, we'll be dealing with the person-product moment correlation. And importante kasi dun yung strength. So we'll focus our discussion na lang for the strength of correlation on our next video. Okay? Sige. Let's have an example. A researcher is conducting a study on the correlation of the mathematical performance X of the students and their reading proficiency Y in school. The following data are gathered. Determine the kind of correlation that exists between the two variables. So, let's check kung may relationship ba yung mathematical performance and yung reading proficiency nila, yung reading comprehension nila. So, sa X dito, ito yung grades nila sa mathematical performance nila. Sa Y dito, ito yung corresponding grade nila for the reading proficiency. So, check natin, may relationship ba silang dalawa. So, determine natin kung ano yung kind of correlation. So, what we're going to do is we will construct the scatter plot. So, we will take these two values and plot it in a Cartesian plane. This will be the value of x, this will be the value of y. So, we plot x-axis, y-axis. Yan, tig-isa yan. So, ilang points yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, we will plot it in a Cartesian plane. If you wish, you can use naman the Desmos app to plot the points. Just like this one. Yan. So, na-plot natin yung points. Nasaan yung 87, 88, 87, 88 is right here. This one. 94, 95, 94 is right here, 95 is right here. Hanggang sa ma-plot nyo lahat. As we can observe here, yung plot, it is rising to the right. So, this suggests that the data has a positive correlation. Kasi pataas siya papunta sa kanan. That's what the scatter plot suggests. So, we can say that there is a positive correlation between the mathematical performance of the students and the reading proficiency. So, anong ibig sabihin ng positive correlation? Pag tumaas daw yung mathematical performance, mataas din si reading proficiency. And the reverse also true. Pag mababa daw si mathematical performance, mababa rin yung reading proficiency. And take note, these are just observation. We are not saying na because of mathematical performance, naapektuhan yung reading proficiency. They're just relationship, but that doesn't imply any causation. Okay? So, yun. So, there's another example here. Aralin niyo na lang yan. Okay? I'll give you naman the document for this. So, correlation analysis allows us to determine the relationship between two variables. So, we can describe the relationship between the two variables according to strength or direction. In terms of direction, the correlation can be positive, negative, or zero. In our next video, we'll be discussing about the strength of relationship. So, we'll determine there how do we determine the strength of relationship between two variables. So that's it for the correlation analysis. I hope you guys learned a lot today and thank you guys for watching.